everybody. Oh goodness. When I'm here all by myself and I have to run into the screen, I always wonder if everybody is seeing the blank wall and thinking, does she know what's going on? And the answer is no. Anyway, hi everybody. Welcome to Live at Lunch. It's me, Missy. I'm on my own today. I hope you're enjoying this glorious Sunday. Leah's class was so great this morning, and I'm getting really excited, as I'm sure anybody else who is a person who loves a little bit of corset drama. We're getting to the end of Pride and Prejudice, only one more episode to go. So that's very exciting. I hope there were no injuries. I don't ever watch the episodes. I can't remember. Was today the episode where he comes out of the pond after taking a swim and ladies swooned all over the world and still do? I don't know. Maybe that was last week and I missed it. So today we're going to talk about the activities today, and we're also going to go over the calendar, the preview. And so that usually takes me a little bit. So why don't we just get right into it? First, I do want to mention what's on the back, which is our 2 virtual meetups that we're doing. They should be a lot of fun. We're using Google Meet, and I can't tell you, if you haven't experienced it, if you have been trying to do a Zoom meeting and you're ready to bash your head through the wall and toss your computer out the window into the construction, hoping that it would get bulldozed, I completely understand. I've also been frustrated by Zoom, even though I've got a pretty good handle on it now. But Google Meet is so easy. And if people say, wait a second, well, why weren't we allowed to use it earlier? The reason is because it used to be kind of like how Zoom was. It was a subscription service. It cost money. But then I think after they saw that Zoom was taking off, Google said, oh, let's make Google Meet free. So now Google Meet is free. And so anybody can start a meeting. And so we're going to be using Google Meet for these because it is so much simpler. So I want to explain it, and I'm going to explain it again because I know not everybody is watches Live at Lunch every single day, which is totally fair. You have lives. But this website that's right here, it's http://meet.google.com/ and then it has a series of 10 letters, kind of like a phone number. It's got a little area code, but it's letters. If you just put that into your browser, where you'd put a website, and you click OK, if you do it at the allotted time, you will be there. That's all you have to do. You don't have to download anything. You don't have to do anything else special. There's no password. It will say that you're joining the room, or you may have to click join the meeting, but it should be very simple. The Google, kind of all of the Google stuff is very simple and very intuitive. And so I really trust that you'll be able to handle this. The one thing you might have to do is it may say allow Google to use your microphone. I don't know. So just say yes. But anyway, that's what this is. Now, the other thing that I also want to share with you that kind of cracks me up about this print is that one thing that we hadn't considered when we stopped allowing anybody into the building 2.5 months ago, almost 3 months ago, is that included print text. And so we didn't realize until we printed this out, because it had this full color, that our printer, our big copy machine upstairs in the office, it needs toner, needs ink. And usually, a tech just comes and does it and you don't have to think about it. But we realized that depending on which one yours is, it might be changing color a little bit here and there. On the back, it's not quite as clear in the past. And so I apologize. We have put in a call and a request to see if it's possible to bring somebody in. We don't know if we'll get approved or not because, of course, nobody means nobody. So we'll see if that's allowed or not. But anyway, so apologies if some of the printouts are getting a little bit, look a little dirty or something like that. That's why. So, and then we had so many activities this week that the font is not as large as I would like. So if that's an issue, if you're looking at this and you're saying, Missy, this is too small, please just reach out and let me know, and I would be happy to print this on 2 pages with a larger font. So all you have to do is just call down to the concierge and request it, and we will print out some that are larger fonts. And it's just an issue of so many activities. We don't have enough space. So today, we'll start with today, might as well. So today we have our In Motion Online with Dance Sequences. That is a wonderful program. I talked to Mary, who attends it and has attended it for months now, and she said that she just loves it. She loves it, and the best thing about it is it reminds her of when you were a child and you danced, and you didn't dance because you had the right steps. You didn't dance because you were in the correct class. You just did what the music or the whatever your body was feeling, and you just allowed your body to move. And so in a way, the biggest challenge of this dance class is letting go of your ego, and just allowing your body to move and not be self-conscious about it. And I have to say, I absolutely agree. I was a trained dancer and, did tap and jazz and ballet and all that kind of stuff. And this type of dance is so fun to do. But really the biggest challenge is not making your body do a specific movement, but letting go of the ego in your head that you're just going to move for the sake of moving. So if you're ready to do that, if you are wanting to try the challenge online, you can do it right now. They'd love to have you. And then, of course, it will be continuing as soon as we allow people back into the building. This afternoon's matinee is Something's Gotta Give, which is a modern classic, I would say, with Diane Keaton and Jack Nicholson. It's a lot of fun, a little romance. And then this afternoon at 3:30, there's a brand new recording of Bernstein's Mass that just came out. It was on Great Performances recently. And so I grabbed it, and we're going to show it at 3:30, and it's just lovely. And it's the whole theatrical piece. It's not just the recording. It's a piece of theater. So it's kind of as it was intended. So that should be really interesting. Tomorrow is Memorial Day. And so we will have some special activities in honor of Memorial Day. Of course, we have our meditation every morning, and most of them are meditations. Occasionally, we do have a session that's just about mindfulness or encouraging people to be mindful. But the feedback that we've gotten from folks is they're really enjoying the specific meditations. And so we will look at doing more meditations and less mindfulness discussions. At 9 a.m. For One Day University, it's the President's Book Club, books that shaped Washington, Jefferson, Lincoln, Roosevelt, and others. So that should be fascinating. Fitness with Colleen is at 11. That's going to be a traditional workout. And then we're going to start a 3-day series of showing the Netflix documentary 5 Came Back. And that was about the 5 famous directors who went and shot war films and also were in the Army during World War II, and how that influenced Hollywood and back and forth. And it's really fascinating. And it's got a whole bunch of fabulous people, and it's a 3-part documentary. So we're going to watch the first part on Monday, the second part on Tuesday, and the third part on Wednesday. And they're only an hour apiece, but especially if you enjoy World War II trivia, if you enjoy entertainment, if you enjoy Hollywood, I think this will checkmark all the boxes. So really interesting 3-part documentary there. And then at 3:00, we'd like the entire campus to participate in the National Moment of Remembrance. And so we will have, if you tune into Channel 77, we will have something from each of the branches of the military going through in terms of the moments of silence and some performances. But if you would like to not watch that and just recognize it in your own home, that's totally fine as well. And we can remember all of our fallen soldiers. And then right after the National Moment of Remembrance, and I think that actually it says 3:10. I need to double check that. It might be more like 3:15. But when that is over on Channel 77, we're going to screen A Bridge Too Far, which of course is a classic war movie that is it's just a great one. So we'll watch that. And then on Tuesday, moving on, we're going to do for Travel Tuesdays. This was a series that Kristen really enjoyed, and it's called Restaurants on the Edge, and it takes place in Malta. And essentially, it's restaurants that are not doing so well, and somebody comes in to help them, and so you get a real flavor of the country that they're in. So you should really probably enjoy that. But at 10 o'clock, we are going to attempt our first virtual coffee. So get a cup of coffee, a cup of tea. And because it is Travel Tuesday, our theme will be travel. So we'll have some travel prompts to discuss in the room. And it should be a lot of fun. You know what? If it all goes bad and it's a total disaster, what else were we doing, right? Well, let's give it a whirl. So we'll do that at 10 o'clock on Tuesday. And then at 11, we're going to do a YMCA fitness class. We had great feedback on the one that we played last week. And it's kind of fun to see what else people are doing in the community. So we're going to do that. And at 1 o'clock, this is a member matinee, The Theory of Everything. And that is the film about Stephen Hawking. And that I think what's his name? I can't think of the actor's name, but he won an Oscar for his portrayal of Stephen Hawking when he was younger in his college days. So that should be really great. At 3 o'clock is Power for Parkinson's. And at 4 o'clock is the second of the series, Five Came Back. And at 5 o'clock, 5:05 actually, this is a reschedule. We're doing Puccini's Turandot because we had the technical disaster last week. So this will be the rescheduled spot for that opera. And then let's move on to Wednesday. This is so funny. Our health talk is called What the Health? So that's another fun one that Kristen found. We'll do our Pilates class at 11 o'clock. And then at 1 o'clock, another member matinee. This is Ricky and the Flash. This is Meryl Streep portraying that old rocker chick coming back to her family. And this is the one where she is the lead and her daughter plays her daughter. So that should be a lot of fun. Mamie, I can't think of her last name. But anyway, that should be a lot of fun too. And then, of course, we have the final of the 3 series, Five Came Back at 3 o'clock. And then our new movie, our new release that it's harder to find new releases now because they're not releasing quite as many films. But this came out at the end of 2019. It's called Late Night. And it's wonderful. It starred Emma Thompson and Mindy Kaling as Emma Thompson is a late night host, a late night talk show host, and Mindy Kaling is her new writer on staff. And so it's a really great movie. I saw it in the theater. I liked it a lot. On Thursday, our one-day university is What Makes Brands Great, staying on top in a competitive world. So we tossed in something for all those retired business people. So if you enjoy marketing and branding and that maybe was your career, or maybe it wasn't your career, but you just find it interesting, you will probably enjoy that lecture on Thursday morning. At 11 is Fitness with Juan, and we'll just have to see if his hair is still pink. I think it might be. That's going to be my guess. And maybe we should take bets. And then at 1 o'clock, the member matinee, I thought this was a great suggestion. It's Dumplin', which is one of the films that was made when Dolly Parton allowed her music. She has a new relationship with Netflix. And so she allowed some movies to be made using her music. And so that was one of those, and that came out last year, and it's a lot of fun. So if you hadn't seen it, we want to make sure that people got to see it. So Dumplin', Jennifer Aniston is in it, and it's great. It's a coming of age story about a pageant mom and her daughter who doesn't quite fit into that pageant mold, but decides to do it anyway. Biography Club, this is for the jazz lovers. It's Chasing Train, the John Coltrane documentary. And then I had a request for some Shakespeare, and I think it was Nancy. And so we have put in the Public Theater. I thought this was perfect because summer is right around the corner. Last summer's Shakespeare in the Park was Much Ado About Nothing, and there's a wonderful recording of it with great performances. And I think it's going to be, they only allow them for a certain amount of time, and it's going to disappear soon. So I thought we need to get it on there so that we can all take a look. And it's Much Ado About Nothing, and it's wonderful. The idea is that it's set at like an Atlanta wedding at a house party. So it's really fun. It's really great. And then on Friday, I love our Friday morning documentary. I watched it when I saw that it was going to be on this week, and it's called The Biggest Little Farm. It was nominated for an Oscar as well. And it's a filmmaker bought an organic farm, and it is just fascinating. So if you grew up on a farm, or if you have, that in your history, or you're just interested in farms and animals, it's just wonderful. It's the idea of going back to a traditional kind of the turn of the century style farm as opposed to the commercial farming. And a filmmaker is the person who did it. So the movie is just great and delightful. At 10:30, we have Telling Tales, our memoir writing workshop. And again, that is such a great class. I recorded a little session today with Nora Booth, the instructor, and I'm going to play it at some point this week as kind of a little commercial so that people can really see what happens in that class. It's just such a wonderful class, and I want to make sure that people are being able to use her as a resource. At 11, we're mixing it up, and instead of workout with Colleen, we're doing line dancing. So it'll be her line dance class. I know a lot of you have missed that. So try it out and see what you think. It was our most popular class while we were open, while the fitness studio was open. So please let me know if you are attending that class. And then our member matinee, I'm excited about this one. I can't remember who suggested it, so I apologize. I think it was quite a while ago that someone requested it, and I couldn't figure out how we would watch it because it was so long. But now that we've got our epic movies, Cleopatra. So we're going to be watching Liz Taylor and Richard Burton and the whole 9 yards. We're going to watch Cleopatra on Friday afternoon. And that's going to be popcorn. So I heard that some people really enjoyed their radishes, and that other people said, "What the heck is this?" And it's okay, as long as it made a couple people smile for Gone with the Wind. But for Cleopatra, we're just going to go with the old standby popcorn. So make sure you put your black bag out for some popcorn. And then we also, in the middle of that, if Cleopatra is not your thing, or if you just like to take a break because it's 4 hours long, at 3:30, we're going to do a virtual meetup with our Google Happy Hour. So you could even have Cleopatra on and have your cocktail and join up for our other happy hour. So that should be a lot of fun as well. And then on Saturday, last day of the week, the 30th, only one more day in the month, we're going to be doing Abstract, the Art of Design, and this one's about illustration. And it's just fascinating. It follows an illustrator who, the process of making an illustration for the cover of the New Yorker. So I thought that would really be interesting to a lot of people. I found it fascinating. So tune in for that at 10 a.m. At 11 is Power for Parkinson's, which we're all really enjoying. And then at 1 o'clock is a great movie that I was not familiar with. So thank you so much for suggesting it. It's called Quartet, and it's about a quartet, and it looks really great. And then at 3 p.m. is a wonderful documentary called Portrait of Wally, and I had to look this one up. I wasn't as familiar, but it's fascinating. It's about a piece of art that was looted, and then the legal battles and whatnot that ensued to get that piece of art back. So really, really fascinating stuff about this portrait. And then it's finally happened, everybody. I know first time we tried, it didn't work out. Second time we tried, it didn't work out again. Third time will absolutely be the charm. We are rebroadcasting The King and I have, it just arrived today. It was on my desk, this fancy Google Amazon Cube that will connect directly into the internet. I don't have to use Wi-Fi. And so as soon as Michael comes in tomorrow, I'm going to have him hook it up for us. And hopefully a lot of our internet problems will disappear. I can't promise that they all will, but a lot of them will disappear. So I'm really excited about that. I have gotten a couple suggestions this week, but I need some more. So if you have some suggestions for movies, and now that you've seen that we are doing some shorter television series, and then of course the other thing is Jane Austen, Pride and Prejudice, next week is the last one. So we absolutely need a new show for our Sunday mornings. And I love the idea of keeping it with the British ones. You know, there's a couple other options. So if you are a person who watches Pride and Prejudice and enjoys that, reach out to me and let's talk about it and we'll figure something out together. This is not a dictatorship with the programming. I would love to have your input and figure it out together. So The other thing that there is information about is there's information about the grocery orders, which I think also information went to you as well in a variety of places. And then we talked about Google Meet and then Memorial Day. One thing I do want to say about the grocery orders is we can teach you to do this. So yes, you can use the concierge. And if you would like to do that, please just turn off the TV right now and don't think anything of it. But it's very simple to use Instacart. And in the same way that we've taught people to do a variety of things on their computers, if you would like to come down, we would be happy to teach you to make your own grocery orders so that you feel like you have control over that. So just let us know. The Community Life team is here for you, and we want to make sure that that you're thriving as much as you can in a COVID-19 world. All right. And now this is a little bit of a surprise. So I'm not sure if Carol Kirkland is watching right now or not, but she has been one of the first people to join the Dance Sequences class. And she has been enjoying it so much, and they have enjoyed her so much that they invited her to join their dance company, and she accepted. And so I was sent a video that the dance company, Dance Sequences, created independently, right, in their home. So this doesn't look like what a normal dance piece would look like if it were in a theater, but they're trying to stretch and do interesting things. And so I have the wonderful piece that they created and sent, and our own Carol Kirkland is in it. And I have to tell you, personally, I think a lot of you know that my background is in the arts, and the reason I accepted this position here was because it was going to be about arts programming and about assisting organizations, bringing in artists. It was really going to be focused on that, and that the idea that an arts organization that we've brought to the Canyon has resulted in a member of the Canyon becoming part of that arts organization as an artist is just mind-blowing, and it gives me chills. So I am really proud to, after this video, show you the piece that the Dance Sequences created with our own Carol Kirkland as a member of their company. And I believe it's called Identity. So on that note, enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy Something's Got to Give. Enjoy Leonard Bernstein's Mass today. It should be a lot of fun. Don't forget to do all the other stuff we remind you to do, and keep your chin up, and because it makes us look better. Okay, bye.